Well, the mining Indaba entering its third day in Cape Town today, and CNBC Africa's Chris Bishop and editor of Forbes Africa magazine has been covering the event for us. We're crossing over to him now to get the latest, and of course he's standing by with Steven Kilfoil, director at Grant Thornton. But give us the latest, Chris, and you've been speaking to Nigeria's minister, also the Malawian minister of resources. So tell us about what they have to say about the Indaba.
Well, it's quite interesting, and Malawi is trying to build a coal industry for itself, which is quite, I mean, they already mine a lot of uranium, but there's a new railway line that's being built through the country to deliver coal from Mozambique to the sea, and Malawi is trying to piggyback on that. I mean, they only do about 100,000 tons at the moment. They want to go 500,000 tons, and they want to go 1 million tons for export and also to run their power industry, which is news to a lot of people, I'm sure. But at the end of this mining Indaba, there's a lot of trends emerging, opportunities. A lot of companies are looking at the possibilities and the barriers in investing in Africa. I mean, there's a lot of acceptance. A lot more people are going to have to pay a lot more to the countries, into the coffers of the countries in which they operate. But a lot of deals have been done and a lot of rooms here. Now, Steve Kilfoil from Grant Thornton, he's a man here. He's been in on a lot of these talks. His job is to raise capital for investment in mining in Africa, and he has a fascinating story to tell. So Steve, just tell us, what feeling are you getting from investors at this conference?
Well, it has been a very interesting Indaba. We've seen a lot of activity. We certainly have seen a lot more activity than in the last few years. When we've been speaking to brokers, you know, we do some raises on the London market, Toronto market as well, so we've spoken to a lot of brokers. And they've all said that the number of people that are looking to raise money through them is much higher than previous years, and people are optimistic.
Other people have said to me that people are getting a little bit more selective in what they invest in because of the concerns, because they realise they're going to have to part with a bit more money into government coffers wherever they operate. What are you seeing of that?
I think that is true. I think people have just come to terms with the fact that wherever you deal with, there's going to be government issues. But they're looking to expand. They're looking to do deals, and hopefully we should have a good 2013.
What sort of areas in the continent are you finding attracting? What sort of minerals are attracting interest?
The minerals have been diverse. You know, we spoke about rare minerals earlier. You know, there's been industrial minerals, but if you talk about geographic focus, West Africa has come up time and time again. We've also seen quite a lot of interest in Zimbabwe, which I found interesting, and they seem to be raising some decent money there.
What sort of minerals are we talking about in Zimbabwe that are getting investment?
It was a tungsten deposit and gold.
I'm talking about the concerns during this. I mean, Mampela Rampele, the famous politician in this country, or can we say that? She basically was saying that governments in Africa should give up on the scary talk that might scare investors away. I mean, what do you think of that?
Well, I think she's right. Investors want confidence. They want security. And in tough economic times, people move away from assets that are riskier. Mining is a risky asset. It always has been. So if you calm things down and you keep a constant line of thoughts or constant line of talk, you make investors more comfortable and things happen.
And returns on investment. I mean, there's always the big boast about African mining. You can get 20% plus, good returns, better than anywhere else in the world. How does that stand in 2013?
I think people are still looking at Africa because it's got more opportunity than the rest of the world, and I think a lot of that has got to do with the fact that there are deposits out there that no one knows about. There are some big gold deposits, big diamond deposits that we're going to hear of in the next few years. So I think people look at it high risk, high return.
And where's the sort of money coming from? Where's the big interest outside the continent in investing here? Which countries are we talking about?
It is diverse, but I would say that the focus has really been London and Canada. I haven't seen a whole lot coming from China and India, but that isn't to say that it isn't there. It's just, you know, we haven't seen it. But yeah, I guess it's from everywhere.
And in recent years, we've seen China buying up, particularly even into the South African mining industry, where it was standing on the sidelines for a while. How much interest are we seeing from China in investment here at this Indaba?
Well, I personally haven't seen an enormous amount, but the talk out there is that there is a lot going on. As you mentioned earlier, quite a lot of it behind closed doors. But I think the interest is certainly there, and should be interesting to watch.
And what about the great quest for rare earth that everyone was talking about last year? Are we seeing this?
I haven't seen it as much mentioned this year, but you know, our government has invested a significant amount of money in a plant in Saldanha to beneficiate those assets. So let's hope that it continues.